We are children and young people from the Making Noise project.
And we want to show you what it can feel like for a young person going through this journey.
But remember, every young person is different. No one's experience is the same.
When you're a child and you're abused, you don't know what's happened and you don't know who you should tell because you're scared and you're confused.
For a child, no matter what age, to say the actual thing, attacked, raped, assaulted, abused, it's very hard because you're young. You don't want to know those words. You don't want to tell your mother.
You don't want to tell anyone, so you stay quiet about it and you're trapped. Your feelings are trapped inside you and you don't know what to do. It's as if you've locked yourself in a prison.
Eventually I did tell my mum, and I was so worried she wouldn't believe me, but she did, and then we went to the GP. This is where the whole journey began, really.
Well, after you've told the first person, it gets much easier to tell the second and third. So long as the first person is nice and listens, then you know you don't need to be embarrassed.
When I had to go and see the police, I worried that they would tell everybody, and I didn't want the whole world to know.
My police officer was funny and he was understanding, but just when you find one you can trust, they suddenly go off the radar. Then you're stuck with the people you feel like you can't talk to.
You feel like people are going to judge you. People are going to look at you differently.
I had to do the video evidence, whether record everything. I don't know if that was more traumatising than the actual abuse I went through. I thought, it's literally like the whole thing's happening again.
It's like a couple months before court, and you feel like it's going to take forever. But then like 2 weeks before, it feels like it's moving at 1,000 miles an hour. I was terrified to go to court.
Adults had talked to me like I was a baby, and being their tiptoes around me. Children don't want to be classed as one. They want to be classed as a human being.
When I first went to counselling, I was in this kind of bubble. But after a few years of working with my project worker, she said to me, "You've been shining." And I said, "I think it's because of you. I've now got my confidence back."
The number one thing you can't do is bottle things up. You might want to, but it just doesn't help.
This place has made me feel more able to talk. The abuse was not my fault. Because of this place, I know that. Also, I know I'm not the only person who it happens to.
I think a year waiting list for support is too long. It shouldn't be any more than 3 months, because after that, you give up hope.
If I had to give messages to other young people, I would say, speak out, because you're not alone. It's going to be a bit of a bumpy road ahead. There's going to be twists and turns, but make sure they believe in themselves.